The island pre-colonial period, during which indigenous people engaged in healthy trade with the various cultures and economies in the region, gave way along colonial periods, first under Spain for over 300 years, and then under the United States, during which it came briefly under Japanese occupation in the World War II. The Philippines gained independence in 1946. Political significance was assigned to the certification system, which predate colonialism was used to clarify people into the ability, also known as Maharlika, freemen, also known as Limawa serfs, also known as aliping namamahay, and slaves, also known as aliping sagigilid. The class of the dato was Maharlika despite the complexity and sophistication of this era. Women occupied significant roles and built overseas relations.
Spanish period 1565-1898. As a result, several expeditions were dispatched to formally occupy the archipelago. During this time, Ferdinand Magellan arrived in the Philippines, which served as the Spanish crown's base of operations for the occupation of the archipelago. The colonial government was the first formally established after Miguel Lopez de Legazpi conquest in 1565. Through Mexico and the Council of Indies in Spain, the monarch of Spain made change to the political system and directly oversaw it Mexico to become independent in 1821, and up until 1898, Spain had direct control over this nation.
Revolutionary period 1868-1898. The Filipino people's nationalist feelings were reawakened during the revolutionary era. Marcelo and Jose Rizal, the propaganda movement, which promoted changes to provide Filipino the same rights and liberties as those enjoyed by Spaniards, was led by Graciano Lopez Haina and Del Pilar. Reform-related books, manifestos, and essays were written. However, the kataas-taasan at kagalang-galangang katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan, a secret organization, was born as a result of propaganda's inability to bring about reforms in society. The Katipunan, which demanded independence from Spain and launched the 1896 revolution, was created in 1892 by Andres Bonifacio and a group of patriotic individuals.
American period 1898 to 1941. The Spanish-American War came at end when the Treaty of Paris was signed. In exchange for Spain ceding all of her imperial possession, including Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines, the United States agreed to pay Spain $20 million. The Philippine-American War was congressionally sparked the American control of the Philippines. After Emilio Aguinaldo was taken in custody and revolutionary troops were mounted, an official cessation of hostilities was proclaimed in 1902. After capturing Manila in 1898, American forces elected American military government in the Philippines. The governance of the Philippines were Major General Arthur MacArthur Jr., General Wesley Merritt, General Elder Baptist, all on direction of the U.S. Presidents.
The Japanese occupation, 1941 to 1945. The Philippine Executive Commission, also known as PEC, a civil administration made up of Filipinos and temporarily in charge of the nation, was founded by the Japanese armed troops. A new constitution was adopted in 1943 and Jose P. Laurel was elected President of the Philippine Republic, which was supported by Japan, the Second Republic, also known as a puppet government, had an executive, legislative, and judicial branch that was comparable to PEC.
Post-war era in the Third Philippine Republic, 1946-1945. The 1935 Constitution established a presidential and unitary government, in which the president is directly elected by the populace and holds office for a maximum of 4 years. Another was a bicameral legislature made up of the House of Representatives and Senate, whose members are similarly chosen by a popular vote. Additionally, separate judiciary comprising of the Supreme Court and the other courts was established. Manuel Rojas served as the first president of the Third Republic from 1946 to 1948 and was succeeded by Elpidio Quirino from 1948 to 1953. Ramon Magsaysay from 1958 to 1957. Carlos P. Garcia 1957 to 1961. Justado Macapagal from 1961 to 1965. And Ferdinand Marcos, the first term from 1965 to 1969, the government structure changed during Marcos' second tenure, and a new constitution was ratified in 1973.
Martial law era, 1972 to 1981. The Fourth Republic. Ferdinand Marcos was the only president elected to a second term under the 1935 Constitution. After his successful run for re-election, the nation went through its worst period of economic hardship, decreasing peace and stability, social unrest, and an expanding communist insurgency during this time. On September 23, 1972, Marcos proclaimed to the National Radio and Television that he had declared martial law throughout the entire nation in order to rescue the Philippines from unrest to reshape society by virtue of Proclamation 1081, which was signed on September 21. The declaration was made. Marcos implemented the Bagong Lipunan or New Community, which envisioned a healthy and independent society. After arguing that martial law was the only solution that could quell the uprising.
The last period is the post-EDSA or the Fifth Republic from 1986 to the present. 1986 onward was the restoration of democracy. The end of the dictatorial rule marked the shift toward redemocratization and return to constitutionalism. A revolutionary government was created following Corazon Aquino's rise to presidency. A freedom constitution was also framed, which served as the foundation of the transitory government. A democratic and republican government was established after a new Philippine Constitution was ratified in 1987. The post-EDSA era, also known as the Fifth Republic, saw the revival of democracy, wherein governmental powers emanate from the people. Elections, political parties, and civil societies were thus reinstituted. Civilian authority through the president was recognized supreme over the military. An independent judiciary was also re-established. The Philippine legislature also returned to a bicameral from with the rebirth of the Senate and the House of Representatives. From 1986 to 1992, Corazon served as the President of the Fifth Republic. Fidel Ramos followed by office from 1992 to 1986. Then Joseph Estrada, who only served half of his term from 1998 to 2001, after being deposed by the EDSA People Power II. He was succeeded by his Vice President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, who eventually won the 2004 presidential election from 2001 to 2010. She was followed by Benigno Simeon Aquino III in office from 2010 up to 2016. Presently, the Philippines is headed by Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the first president to have hailed from Mindanao.